Good morning, guys. It's Saturday, it's 9 a.m. The sun is shining, it's not raining. I've had a cup of coffee and we are going to do a full body workout. We've got 3 exercises to get through. Let's find the positives in everything we do and set ourselves up right today. So all you need is your kettlebell or your kettlebell equivalent. Once we got that, little bit of space, have your water nearby because you're going to have 10-second window to grab a quick slug of water. I'm just going to mute myself there because it's on a little bit of a delay. And then once you're all set up, get yourself ready. We're going to go to our warm-up. So we're just going to let a couple of people come online, see how many we have online, and then we'll get going into the session. So get yourself set, take your time. We're going to get a good full body workout today, and by the end of today's session, you're going to be able to apply the hinge and the squat as independent exercises. So a lot of people get confused between the hinge and the squat, like a deadlift. And hey Marie, how are you? Good morning. So we get our hinge and our squat mixed up a lot, okay? When people say deadlift, it's a hinge movement, but people use the squat as an example of how to get out of a deadlift or come up from a deadlift. 2 completely different exercises. So before we start, I'm just gonna bring a chair into play and I'm gonna give you a visual because I'm a visual learner and a lot of people I train are as well. A squat is sitting down onto the chair and coming back up. A hinge is trying to reach your butt to the back of the chair and standing back up. You never get your butt on the seat pan of the chair when you're hinging. It's like a slingshot. Your hips go out the back and then they come forward. And then with a squat, you're actually physically sitting right down onto that chair and up. So when you're doing your hinge and when you're doing your squat and variations of them, use that visual cue in your head when you're moving through the pattern. All right, so with that little classroom session over, let's get into our warm-up. So we're going to start with some lunges. We're going to start feet hip width. We're going to stride forward, drop the knee to the floor, squeeze the abs, push through the sole of the foot. Morning, Roisin. And push yourself back up tall. So keep those abs nice and tight. Exhale as you push yourself back up, and we maintain that width because we want to get as much of the muscle invited to the party as possible. We lunge like we're on train tracks. We don't lunge like we're on a tightrope. That's it. Nice work. So we're going to be really focusing on the posterior chain today because the most muscle in the body lives on the back of the body. It's the most beneficial group of muscles to train. If you work them, you burn the most calories. You get the highest metabolic rate. Okay. So now I want you to go down into a high plank position. 2 hands on the floor beneath your shoulders, fingers are splayed, whole hand is engaged at the floor, and bring the right foot forward, drop the left knee to the floor, and then it's a big arm rotation. Rotate that torso as much as you can, bring it back down, and change legs. And then big arm rotation on the other side, down, and change legs. So we're just rotating between left and right, getting as much of a twist as possible. You can use your hand on your knee in order to force yourself around the corner a little bit more, get more of a twist. Just get that hip flexor stretched out nicely, and then rotate through the T-spine. Okay, from there, best breakdancer move, onto your back. Heels are on the floor, knees are bent, drive the hips as high as you can, and then inhale, drop back down, tip the floor, exhale, drive them back up again. So we're driving through the heels because we want to get as much of the activation on the hamstrings and glutes as possible. Because with a posterior, the glutes, the hamstrings, and the core are the 3 main factors in driving, and the T-spine is the main factor in posture and holding yourself upright. Okay, let's get one of those legs off the floor now. Drive through one heel only. About 3 to 4 reps and then switch. And then about 3 to 4 reps, then switch back. Keep the heels in close to your bum so they're beneath the knee. Because if they're too far away from the body, you tend to hit the hamstring predominantly. And we don't get any glute. We want to get glute. That's the butt cheeks in layman's terms. That's it. Nice work. Almost there. Okay, so from there, I want you to stay on the floor, arms out, crucifix, legs out nice and straight. Lift one leg up into the air, across the body. Keep the shoulder blades engaged with the floor, and then bring it back above the body and back down. And then we change and do the same on the other side. and we are governed by the shoulder blades on the floor. That leg does not cause the shoulder blades to come off the floor. It will have them at the point where they're straining to come off the floor, but you keep your shoulder down, and we're looking for a twist through the spine, usually through the middle to lower back. And when you exhale, you kind of relax a little bit into that stretch as well. A few more reps. And then we're up, and we're going to start with our hinge. Okay, up we get. So grab your kettlebell. Remember the chair analogy I used there, the visual cue? With the hinge, you're reaching to the back of the chair. So we're just going to start in 10 seconds, 2 hands on the kettlebell or the weight, and you're going to be hinging for 25 seconds. That's all. So grab the bell, 2 hands, shoulders back, chest out, feet hip width, 3, 2, 1, and hinge. So you're reaching your hips back like that slingshot, trying to touch the back of the chair. You're not sitting down onto the seat of the chair. You're stretching the hamstrings, the glutes. You're maintaining posture on the shoulder blades. So we're going to keep that going. In 8 seconds time, that energy is now going to cause the bell to travel to the chin. So we steer the bell to the chin in 3, 2, 1. And when you come out of that deadlift, the hinge, the bell goes to the chin. It's back down to the hips and then to the floor and then up to the chin again. So we're using the energy generated by the hips to get that bell to the chin. In 10 seconds time, that's going to transition above the head. 6 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it's fully up above the head, back to the floor, fully up above the head. So remember where your hips are going. They're reaching to the back of the chair. That's it. In 10 seconds time, we're going to do it with 1 hand. If you're struggling, stay with 2. If you're struggling, just go to the chin. 2, 1. 1 hand, 25 seconds. Down, change hands at the bottom, and go again. So we're alternating between left and right, and the hips are powering that bell. We are never pulling with the arm, we are steering. In 10 seconds time, you get a breather for 10 seconds. Then we're going to go through that 2 more times. And rest 10 seconds. We're going to start at the bottom again. 5 seconds we're hinging. 3, 2, 1, and hinge. 2 hands on the bell. So think about what you're doing. Some of you might feel, oh, this is a bit easy. Use this time to really dial in that perfect technique. My heart rate's already coming up high. In 10 seconds time, it's coming to my chin. Not my heart rate, the bell. 5 seconds. Posture on the shoulder blades. 2, 1, and to the chin. That's it, 20 seconds to go. Posture, feet hip width, driving through the soles of the feet, abs engaged, shoulder blades pinned back, and that bell is being steered to the chin. 5 seconds, then it's going to be a full one above the head. 3, 2, and now we go above the head. And if you think about it, you're going for 1 minute and 40 seconds, continuous work on the hamstrings, the glutes, the core, and the scap, the T-spine, shoulder blades. 6 seconds, we're going alternates if you can. 2, 1, alternates. And nothing changes from the hinge we started with. It's just the energy is steered above the head as opposed to just to the hips or the chin. 10 seconds, and then we get our breather again. And we're going to go 1 more round on this. 3, 2, 1, rest. Whew. Don't go too far. We're back to our hinge in 5 seconds. 3, 2, stay with me on the time. Let's go. Whew. Getting tough now. 20 seconds to go, and then it's coming to the chin. This is your last time through. After this, we're then going to address the squat aspect. 5 seconds, and then we're gonna steer it to the chin. 2, 1, to the chin. Get a nice fluid movement as the bell goes down towards the floor. The hips get pushed out. The soles of the feet engaged fully. Abs are tight. Shoulder blades are pinned. And you're creating that perfect slingshot posture. 5 seconds, it's above the head. And above the head. Whew. This is a sneaky one if you stay rigid with the timing. Every minute and 40 seconds earns you a 10-second breather. Next we're going to go into is alternates in 8 seconds. Woo! 3, 2, 1. Single hand if you can. And again, if we were to look at your hips from the first version up to this version, there should be no difference in the way they move. 10 seconds. The hinge never gets to sit down. Think of it that way. 3, 2, 1. Rest 10 seconds. Okay, we're going into our squat. Get that weight on the chest. Feet shoulder width, toes turned out. 3, and squat. Push the hips back and down, and then standing up. And imagine you're sitting down into that chair now. You were reaching to the back of it. You're now sitting onto it. In 10 seconds time, that bell is going to get propelled above the head. 5 seconds, 2 hands, 4, 3, 2, 1. Above the head, thruster. So we are now capitalizing on the energy of the squat to steer that bell above the head. And we are not pushing with the arms, we are steering with the arms. 10 seconds time, then you're going to go one hand only if you can. Otherwise, stay 2 hands. No difference on the hips at any point. Single hand, let's go. Big inhale as we drop. Explosive exhale combined with an ab squeeze as you come up. We got 10 seconds, and then we are going to bring a rotation in. So when I go up with my right hand, I'm going to rotate to my left. 3, 2, 1, and let's rotate to the left as we come up, and then bring it back. Full squat, up, rotate left, down into your squat, up, rotate left. If you're struggling with the rotation, just go single arm thruster. If you're struggling with that, just go 2 arm. 3, 2, 1, rest. Okay, that was toughy on the right. Let's go again, squats in 5 seconds. 2 hands, feet shoulder width. Let's go. Hinge and squat. Honestly, that and the variations of them are probably the best exercises you can do in order to burn body fat, tone tissue, and increase metabolic rate. 5 seconds, we're going to go into 2-hand thruster and thrusters. And think about those legs and hips coming out of the squat. They are the driving force. 10 seconds. Why are we doing this? To learn, to better ourselves, to live longer, more efficiently. Okay, single hand, let's go. I'm now going left arm, because I'm OCD like that. But the squat never changes. The energy is being transferred from lower to upper using the abs. The posture is being held by the lats. Okay, and bring a rotation in if you can. I'm using my right arm only, so I'm twisting to my right. I'm using my left arm only, so I'm twisting to my right. It's just an extra dimension, bringing the obliques and the transverse into play more. 10 more seconds. Rely on the big muscles to do the work. And rest. Wow, okay. Uno más. That's Spanish for don't take shortcuts. Let's go, squat it. Our last round on squat, and then we're gonna go back to the hinge through the variation of the swing. And that will bring us to our finish line for today. And again, you're breathing in as we go back and down with the hips, and exhale explosively as we come up. Turn into an overhead, let's go. Thrusters. Use your breathing like that metronome. 15 seconds. 10 seconds. Then it's gonna be single arm. I'm gonna go half and half. 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1. Single arm, let's go. I'm back to my right side. That's a high heart rate right now, bordering 160. And I'm changing sides. After this, we're gonna go rotation with the thruster. 3, 2, 1. Up and rotate. You gotta use those abs to maintain stability. 15 seconds. I'm changing hands. Last 12. Think about what's driving the bell. Think about what's steering the bell. And think about what's stabilizing. Rest. Woo! All right, we're into swings in 7 seconds. 2 hands on the bell, if you will. We're back to the hinge. Let's go. So our hips are reaching back to the seat pan behind us. Our 2 hands are on the bell, and in 15 seconds, we're gonna alternate that swing between left and right if we can. And we only ever change hands when the bell is up in front of the face, so we can see what's going on. 3, single hands, up and pass into the hand in front of the face. Otherwise, the hinge does not change. Now, I heard a good one during the week. Play chicken with your hips and the kettlebell. So what that means, kettlebell comes down and the hips only break back at the last second. 5 seconds, then we're gonna go right hand only. Let's go right hand only. And if you can, when the bell is up, bring the left foot in to meet the right for a split second and then back out and down. But do not do it if you're struggling. Always regress. 5 seconds, then it's 2 hands back on the bell. Keep swinging it. Keep swinging, 2 hands back on. We're now gonna go American swings, fully above the head. Hold it for a split second, and then back down into the swing again. But the arms stay straight. You're drawing a big semicircle in front of the body. 7 seconds, then we rest. And rest. So remember, we're hinging now, we're not squatting. We're using the energy in a slingshot format on the hips. 3 seconds, we're back to 2-handed swing in front of the face. Let's go. Standard swing. We are never extending our hips across the room. We're standing bolt upright. Energy travels down and up. 10 seconds. Then I'm going to alternate my hands. 5 seconds. Keep those abs tight at the top. And alternate the swing. So it's one hand passing up into the other. If you're struggling to maintain posture and technique, we just go back to 2 hands on the bell. 10 seconds, and then I'm gonna go left arm swing only, and if I can bring my right in to meet the left, I will. 3, 2, 1, left arm only. And the reason we bring one foot in to meet the other is to prove to ourselves that we're generating enough energy. The bell is swinging up and hanging for that second in front, and we're isolating one glute more than the other. 3 seconds, we're into Americans with 2 hands, and Americans, let's go. And if you're happy and good enough, go single hand Americans. But if you're gonna change hands, do it in front of the face on the way up, because a bell changing hands on the way down is gonna get you in trouble eventually. 5 seconds, abs tight. And rest. Okay, last minute and 40 seconds. 2-handed swing. Whew. And swing it, let's go. Here we are, last minute and 40 seconds. Maintain that posture. Playing chicken with the hips, keeping the abs tight, driving yourself into an upright position. 10 seconds, and we're gonna start alternating in front of the face where we can see it. 2, 1, alternates. And the less hands and arm that's on the bell, the more perfect that technique has to be. The posture has to be dialed in, the abs have to be tight, the feet have to be fully engaged, toes never come up at the top or bottom of a swing. 3 seconds, I'm gonna go right side only with a step in. Let's go. And that one-handed swing is really starting to show up one side of the body more than the other as we fatigue. Now I'm changing, and I'm now going left arm for the remainder. Woo! We got 5 seconds, and then we're into American swings. Why American? Because it's all the way above the head, and Americans think bigger is always better. Woo! Don't let it sacrifice the technique. Technique is the same. Arms are straight, abs are tight. Last 10 seconds of your session. 3, 2, 1, rest. Wow. Excellent work, guys. Take a breather, grab your water. You've got longer than 10 seconds this time to drink it, and let the heart rate come back down. In through nose, out through mouth. So, I would struggle to find a more in-depth, functional, posterior workout than that. We've got our hinge, we've got our squat, and we've got all the different tangents coming off them as well. So if you're looking to keep going with your session today, I would advise doing an ab session. So if you're doing your Fit by 15 with me and Nathan, you'll have an abundance of ab sessions in your inbox. If not, go to our YouTube channel. You're already on it. Go to our YouTube channel playlist and look for Train with Nathan. He's the ab and mobility expert. Okay, and if you want to do cardio, get out for a walk or a run or a cycle or a swim. Just anything to get the heart rate up and keep it up. But if you're still here for a cool down, get your feet nice and wide, soften the knees, put the weight on your heels, clear your throat, stick your butt out the back, drop the backs of the hands to the floor. Big breath in through the nose. On the exhale, relax your shoulder blades. And sink a little further towards the floor. And again, it's all about controlling the breathing. In through nose, out through mouth. That's the one. And we are stretching out everything on the posteriors. Everything we just used, we are now stretching out and letting the body know to relax, release its tension, flush fresh blood in to remove lactic acid. And if that fresh blood is hydrated with water, it'll also get the CO2 out. If it's not hydrated, that CO2 ain't going anywhere and you're going to cramp up after a while. So I'd advise you to drink water over the course of the day, about 2 to 2.5 liters, sipping throughout the course of the day. Don't just gulp, small glasses as you go. Okay, down into a lunge, left knee on the floor, 2 elbows or 2 hands on your top knee. Tip that knee forward, relax your shoulder blades, sink into the stretch. A request, a favor to ask. If you're doing this and you enjoyed it, just give us a like, a tag, a share on Instagram or Facebook. Hugely beneficial in a massively competitive industry. Let's spread the good word. Tell people that you were annoyed by Ronan this morning, but you feel good for it now that it's over. Okay, let's change sides. Drop your right knee onto the floor, left foot is in front, 2 hands or 2 elbows on the knee in front. Tip that knee forward like a throttle. Keep the width on the knee and the foot on the floor. And keep the heel of the foot flat on the floor as well, on the front foot. Again, with the exhale, we're relaxing through the shoulder blades, letting the body sink just that little bit more into the stretch. Hip flexor. In through nose, out through mouth. Sink, sink, sink. And control that breathing. A few more seconds. Okay, and then we stand up tall. Take a big breath in through the nose as you do, because you might feel a little spinny. Exhale out the mouth. And that, guys, is your Saturday morning. Set you up right. Any problems, any questions? We're always at the end of an email or a comment below. Till then, guys, have a great day and see you later.